Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Yun muli ay muling Happy New Year sa ating lahat. We are on the fourth day ng 2024 and ngayong taon ay ating babalikan o pag-aaralan kung bakit natin kailangang simulan ang taon natin with spirituality. Ngayon, ang topic natin is about prayer, diba? Bakit? Gaano kadalas ba dapat tayo, diba, manalangin, magdasal, diba? Busy ka ba? Or mayroong ginagawa sa school, trabaho, o libangan? So, ang title natin is Prioritizing Prayer in Busy Seasons. So, ang talata natin ngayong araw is Luke chapter 2 verses 36 to 37. So, sabi dito, there was also a prophet, Anna, the daughter of Samuel or Penuel of the tribe of Asher, and she was very old. She had lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage, and then was a widow until she was 84. She never left the temple, but worship night and day, fasting and praying. Diba? Grabe. Fasting and praying. And yun. Today, let's dive into an inspiring story of Anna, a woman of great devotion and prayer. So in Luke chapter 2 verses 36 to 37 paints a vivid picture of her commitment to seeking God through fasting and prayer or praying. So as we delve into the passage, we find valuable that lessons that resonate with our lives today. So ang teachings natin ngayong araw ay, first is no one is too busy not to fast and pray. So gaya nga ni Anna's life stands as a testament that regardless of our circumstances, no one is too busy or preoccupied to engage, diba, in the transformative practices of fasting and prayer. So even in her old age, Anna devoted herself to seeking God through this spiritual discipline. So dapat katulad ni Anna ay dapat nagbibigay tayo ng time for prayer. No one is busy, di ba? Too busy. Wala pa sinabing too busy. 1 minute prayer. Ang 1 minute, ilang minutes ba sa ilang minutes sa isang araw? O ilang oras sa isang araw? A minute prayer is hindi masyadong nakaka-apekto sa araw mo. Diba? Tagal ka nga nag-cellphone, matagal ka nag-computer, but a simple prayer, a short prayer, diba? Hindi excuse yun. No one is too busy to fast and to pray. Next is time, place, and situation must not hinder us to pray, fast, or worship. So Anna's commitment wasn't bound by her age, marital status, or life circumstances as she chose to make the temple her dwelling place, emphasizing that our commitment to prayer should not be hindered by external factors. So in the midst of life's challenges, let us remember that our prayer and worship are not confined to a specific time or place. So kahit saan, di ba? Kahit saan ka, pwede ka magdasal or mag-fast. Hindi dahilan para hindi ka mag-pray. Siguro nahihiya ka, pero dapat di mo yung kinakahiyayan na ginagawa mo in public, lalo in public, di ba? So time, place, and situation is not an excuse, di ba, to not pray, fast, or worship. Next is fasting is not suffering but enjoying God's presence. So Anna's fasting was not burdensome task but a joyful expression. So of her desire to be in God's presence. Fasting, when approached with the right heart, becomes a means of drawing closer to God rather than a form of suffering. So yung fasting, although physically, yes, nahihirapan ka, pero it is not a suffering, diba? It is enjoying God's presence because, diba, nagugutom ka nga, sabi natin fasting with food ka, nagugutom ka nga, pero nabubusog ang spirituality mo with the presence of God. So it is not a suffering, it is a joy, God's presence. So tayo, may mga applications tayo dito. So what is our first application? First is intensify your prayer when you are busy. So in the busyness of life, let us follow Anna's example and intensify our prayer life. So recognize that when life gets demanding, our need for communication with God becomes even more crucial. To turn to Him in prayer, seeking His guidance and strength in the midst of your responsibilities. Use our situation to motivate us to fast. Instead of allowing challenges, circumstances to deter us, let them motivate us to engage in fasting. Use the trials and pressures of life as an opportunity to draw nearer to God through intentional periods of fasting, finding strength and sustenance in His presence. Last is have a prayerful attitude throughout the day. Anna's dedication was not limited to specific times, so she worshiped night and day, gabit araw, but cultivate a prayerful attitude throughout your day, weaving moments of prayer and communion with God into fabric of your daily routine. So, ang discussion natin today is, why do we need to pray more when we are busy? So praying more when we are busy is essential because it helps us to stay connected to our source of our strength and guidance. So in times of busyness, we may be tempted to rely solely on our abilities, but intensified prayer keeps us dependent on God. It provides clarity, peace, and wisdom, allowing us to navigate the demands of life with divine guidance. So may the example of Anna, which is stated on the verse or in the scripture, inspired us to prioritize prayer in every season of life, seeking God's presence with joy and dedication.